There's a huge glitch in LEGO Fortnite right now, and you need to take advantage of it. Now, in that intro clip, I got 7 blast shells killed, so I got 7 blast core extremely quick. I actually got it in about under a minute's time inside of this cave area. And the reason why I was able to do this is because it actually came into effect today, where Epic changed the respawn rate of these creatures inside of caves and really anywhere on the map. What people have realized is when they go inside of caves, the skeletons are spawning much quicker and at a more rapid rate, which is causing it to be a little bit more difficult to try to fight or grab stuff inside of these caves because it's just a constant fight inside of them. But what I realized is because of how quickly they're respawning these creatures, you can actually manipulate this a little bit to earn yourself some of the more rare items in the game, like blast core and cursed bones. Now, it is difficult to find this area on your map, but on Seed 7 I was able to find a very nice cave inside of this area with those exact specs in the bottom left that would actually show you the cave that's needed in order to find a blast core room that has 7 of these spawners in it. Now, caves like this apparently, and according to my Discord and comment section, exist in every single world. You just have to find them yourselves, which can obviously be difficult. But the beautiful thing about these caves is that these creatures are just going to continuously spawn. It may take a minute or two, but these are going to respawn at a very rapid rate, and you're actually going to run into times where you're just sprinting forward and they'll spawn right in front of you. And I'm going to show that a little bit later when I show you guys the cursed bones and how quickly you can get them inside of this game. But what you guys could see is re-entering this cave, I was immediately showed up with 2 of them in front of me, and then I was able to find a 3rd and now a 4th one in this area. So very quickly was I able to find 4 of these blast shells and collect 4 more blast core. Now all I have to do is run around this room and they will just continuously spawn in front of me, which is going to give me a ton of blast core. And the beautiful thing about this room in particular is the only things that I have to worry about attacking me are different type of crabs and then also these scorpions, as they're going to try to attack me when I'm running around. But outside of that, these are just going to keep spawning for me, so I can collect really an infinite amount of these items. So I just went back to my base and I want to show you the haul that I got as far as blast core. My first trip before I had to switch out my charms, I had 28. Now I have 117 blast core, and I was able to collect some storm core inside of there as well. So now I have a ton of storm core and I have a ton of blast core sitting in one of my chests. Now what I want to do is try to replicate this glitch, but do it with cursed wolves. That way I can get a bunch of these cursed bones. Now this is where the video gets extremely crazy. I got very lucky inside of my expert world where I was actually able to go ahead and find myself an area on this map where I'm able to sit up top, and there's 4 spawners for these cursed wolves down below me. And because they don't have a ranged attack, that really means I could sit up here with a crossbow and just continuously do damage to them, and there is nothing that they can do about it. Now previously when I was doing this glitch, I actually posted a video of me doing it where all you have to do is sign out and then sign back in, and they'll immediately spawn in. But now, due to Epic changing one of the settings with their respawners, you no longer have to do that because these are going to respawn exactly like the blast core do, except a little bit easier. So in this cave in particular, I have 4 of these shells, or 4 of these skeleton wolves in this one little area. So what I did was I tried to box them into this small little area with a bunch of campfires, but all I have to do is sit up here and shoot at them, and they're going to continue to respawn in front of me every few minutes. Now I also learned that standing up there was honestly making this take a little bit longer than what it should. So I took my crossbow and I went down here right in front of them. And this is where things really get crazy, because this is really where you can melt them very quickly and they're going to spawn extremely quick. So again, this is an area where 4 of them can respawn at any given time. And because they removed the limit as far as how quickly they're going to respawn, I could just sit in this area, collect my arrows, and you see they're spawned right on top of me. They'll spawn right in my face, they'll spawn directly behind me, just like this. And you could see I'm really just kind of sitting in this small little dungeon area, constantly fighting them, because all they do is continuously respawn in front of me. And even if I don't have one, all that means is I could eat, grab some of my missed arrows, fight some of these skeletons, or just find wherever the other one is, like this one who is just sitting and kind of camping somewhere. But regardless, if you can find something like this on your map, you can just continuously fight them and continue to collect yourself as much of these materials as you want in the game. Because again, they removed the spawn limit timer, so now they're just going to spawn extremely quick rather than waiting minutes on end or requiring you to leave the cave and then join back, or exit the game and join back in order to force a respawn. Now this really isn't a glitch, more so a really nice trick that you guys should do. I actually purposely died inside of this clip, but what I did was actually a little bit smarter, and I hope that the rest of you guys start to do this as well. Inside of that cave was very far away from my area on the map where I have my grasslands village. So what I actually did was I brought an extra totem of return. I brought a common one, or the green one, which is very easy to craft once you're pretty far in the game. So then what I was able to do was, when I respawned, was I take my purple one and I just throw that back into that area. And really what I did was I fast traveled to my base. Now you could see in that period of time, and I didn't show all of it, I was able to get over 300 storm core and 42 cursed bones. So after doing a few trips here, I now have 90 cursed bones inside of one of my chests, just from doing this glitch. Now, I don't think I'm ever going to need that many cursed bones because they're really only used right now to create the regeneration charm, but I'm hoping that in the future, this extremely powerful enemy is going to be something that requires you to actually use that cursed bones to create something in the game. You could also see I almost have an entire chest filled with storm core, because in this area, it becomes extremely easy to collect that, as well as those cursed bones or those cursed wolves give you a ton of storm core per kill. Now, while I talked about two very positive glitches in the game with getting unlimited blast core and obviously the cursed bones, I have to talk about a negative one. Inside of my charms area, you can see I do not have a totem of return equipped. Now, that's not because of some joke that I make about dying and it was just AI generated. This is because when you go AFK in the game right now, or get removed for the game because you didn't move quick enough, you actually lose your totem of return. This is a bug, and it was unintentional by Epic. I've already passed this along to the development team, and they went ahead and tweeted out that they're currently looking into this to make sure that they can fix it. The problem right now is that at this moment, it has not been fixed in game, which means if you guys go AFK or get disconnected from the lobby, you guys will lose your totem of return. So there's a few things that you guys can do to avoid this. The first one is, if you guys have spotty connection or are lagging a ton in your world, I absolutely recommend leaving your game manually until your connection's a little bit more stable. The other thing is, if you guys are going to walk away from your setup, make sure that you guys just go ahead and leave the game rather than sitting in the game AFK. Because if you do go AFK and get that totem removed, you may load back in and completely forget that it got removed, die, and then lose your entire world. YouTube thinks that you're going to like either one of these videos above, so click on one of them and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you aren't already.